Well, hello, my loves, and happy Sunday to you. So today is one of my off days for the summer, and I'm bringing to you a art challenge that we did in the membership. And our art challenges are all about getting us to the table and creating without any end project in mind, and just being present and trying things and just play. And I can't express how important play is, and I know I've been saying it a lot, whether it's here or in the membership, but the only way that we grow and gain confidence in our art journey, in our skills, in our just confidence overall, is when we play, is when we just experiment for the sake of experimenting and just have fun. So often I know I can be rushed to finish a project, especially, if I'm filming. But when I get to just dabble and try and experiment, it makes such a difference in one, my attitude, and two, in my art, because I discover things along the way. So what I'm bringing you today is how to use text in collage and create a really, really interesting piece. This is all about play. There is not a huge masterpiece that we are creating. We're experimenting in our journals. And I can't wait to share this with you. And as I was getting this ready for you and, finding the video that I wanted to share with you, I'm also preparing for August content in the membership. And this quote is what I'm using for some inspiration in the membership, and it applies to today and every day, every single day as we are creatives. The quote is, "As you start to walk on the way appears," and that's by Rumi. And then underneath it, "Clarity doesn't come before action. It comes from action." We can't become clear on our voice or our style or what we like or what we don't like or what we want to create unless we do something. We have to start walking on the way of creativity, and that means playing. That means gel printing. That means stenciling things. That means trying products. That means using text and collage to rearrange and find something exciting in it. Keeping it simple and just exploring our art world around us. Then the way comes, the creativity comes, the clarity comes, the ideas come. It's all so good. So I just really want you to play today, to just get out some things and play, whether you do something that I'm showing you today or anything else. What is it? As you start to walk on the way appears. So I hope the way appears for you and you find some creativity and some inspiration in what I'm sharing with you today. All right, my loves, I hope your Sunday is restful and peaceful. And I hope that you always, always know that you are loved. All about playing with text. And this is such a fun way to just show up and be playful. And I just want to reiterate that that's what our art challenges are for, is to give us an opportunity to play and create without necessarily a finished project in mind or something like that. It's a chance to explore new ideas. And that's how we find our style, our voice, and what we love. So let me just show you. This is what I have been working on. And as far as text goes, I have gone to my magazines and I have pulled out text, not that, just different pages that have text on them. And I want all different kinds of text. I want different types of text, writing. I'm going to talk about that in a minute. You can see how this one has like blue writing, colors, different, anything will work. This is a script. This has a brown black background. Anything will do. So I'm just going to show you these. Like this is kind of got a green background. Green, the actual letters are green. Anything will do. Like this one is perfect. So great. All different kinds. It's got a nice blue background. And they don't have to, it doesn't matter what they say. Like this is an advertisement for bacon. This is for Stouffer's. That doesn't matter what it says. Look for the style, the color, the different size, that kind of thing. And I used Better Homes and Garden. I used Magnolia. I used Feel Free. I had a Simple magazine. Any magazine will work. Any magazine. Then you can also create your own scripts and fonts. So I just took a black marker. This was a broad-tipped marker. What did I do with it? Right here. This is a broad-tipped Posca marker, and I just wrote out words. And then I did, this was script, and then I just did regular letters. And then I even grabbed a stencil and stenciled out some words. So there's a lot of options that you have for finding your text and getting your text. So then once I done that, I just went through, started going through and cutting up, and I'm going to give you an example here. How did I do with my scissors? Right here. So I cut, let's just go here. So I cut out this bit. Maybe it's just this line. I'll take this line because I didn't want that blank spot. So here I've got this. Then I want to cut it. You know, maybe it's a tiny little bit or a lot or right in the middle, however you think, because it helps disguise what the words are. So you see that? You can't tell what that is, or very little. And then you can use that. And it doesn't have to be a strip. It can be. So let me go to, it's like this, like these letters here. You could cut a square, but the less you're able to see the words, the better. So that's not bad. So you could find a spot for that in there. But that's what so like for this, I cut some of this up and down. For here, I've got some squares, but I don't want the words to be readable. I want them to be artistic. So you'll go through and let's see, like this one here was one of my written out ones, this one, and I just cut it in half. So cut them down so that it's not readable. However that looks, whether it's a square, you know, a kind of an oblong square or a rectangle, that's the word I'm looking for, or a strip or something like that. All different sizes and varieties. Okay? So that's kind of your first, collect your words, collect, you know, all the different pages, create some if you wish, whatever you choose. Then what I've done on my journal page is I've just put my ruler down and drew a line so that I have a parameter to work within. It helps me feel like I can see the edge and, you know, the placement and that kind of thing. And it's giving me a smaller space to work, which is the point of our art challenge. This is not a full journal page. This isn't a full project. This is about experimenting with new things. Like I could do a pop of red in there. Don't be afraid to have color because, like, see, my main color in here is blue. And when I got some of these blue pieces down, I was like, okay, that can kind of be my focus. I like that. to start your page. So this is just my regular journal page. It's been gessoed. I drew out my square, and then I came and I got a piece of collage paper. We've got a lot of collage paper left over from November. So choose a collage paper. Mine was more neutral. You could do something, bold like that. It's a good chance to use up your collage paper if you choose. Now, if you don't have some collage paper that you want to use, you could also just use like a book page. But we've got so much text that solid color is going to work probably fairly well. You could also paint this a color. But I like the idea of using the collage paper because it challenges us to kind of, okay, look at it and say, well, is that too dark? Is it too light? Let me grab. Do I want a pattern? What do I want? So put a piece of collage paper down. That's your base. You have something to work from. Fit it in your square here. And then come back with your cutouts and just start arranging them, playing with them, seeing what looks good. Like this. I'm going to cut this down. Is that too legible? Maybe I cut this off here. So that's kind of cool. I like that. And a lot of times we can combine things or cover up edges like that. Or I've got a whole stack. I love, this is just one of my favorite processes, to just do something and be creative. And you can do all kinds of, so like this feels a little too legible, so I'm going to cut it down a little bit more. And then, so maybe this can go like this. And I can come like that. Oh, no, that's the, or I could place it right in the middle, like that. And then bring this over here. And then get some different shapes. So like I like that that's a square. And then I could go with a red theme. I could, find different colors. And just start overlapping them. And I overlapped a lot on this side. And you'll just kind of work through and just grab and go and see what you come up with. And ones that I cut didn't all make it into my page. And maybe I don't do that whole thing. Maybe I just do a little bit of it. Kind of put that like that. Yeah, I like that. So then I'm just going to continue to arrange and arrange and arrange. And this is such a fun way to get in here and do something creative. Like this looks pretty cool. And see, I'm doing more than I actually plan to do with you, but I just love this process. It's like putting a puzzle together. Okay. So once you have all of your things laid out, take a picture of your papers. That way you can refer back to it and then put everything down. So then once I got things laid out, I set everything aside. I put my collage paper down, whatever that looks like for you. So put my collage paper down. See, this actually would be kind of cool. That color. See, I'm designing already. Put my collage paper down and then refer to my photo and put my papers back on. I do that with matte gel and my palette knife. I trusty, trusty palette knife. Okay, so I put all my papers down with some matte gel. See, like a pop of red would be kind of cool in there. I kind of like that. Just like right there. Okay, I'm going to do it. So I'll put this little pop of red right there. And as I'm designing my text, I'm thinking about like spacing things out, leaving room for my background to show, having some verticals and horizontals and different sizes. I also knew that I had this blue that I really liked. Here, this is kind of a Payne's gray, blue. I have a blue theme happening. Then I kind of space them out. You know, this is a time where we can play and design and not have to really think about an actual project. And you can just kind of move things around and you're like, no, oh yeah, that looks good over there. And audition your parts. Okay, so then once you've got all of your papers down and you are done with that, you can leave it just like it is. Or, let me scooch this over. I've got a little bit of Prussian blue out here. And I also have some soft pastels and or some markers. And what I want to do is I want to add to my blue theme. So I'm just going to put a pop of blue. I'm going to stay in my lines. Maybe a little pop of blue. Maybe I'll put some water on my finger and just kind of smooth that out. And then maybe just a little bit of that in here. This is not a full project, so don't get, you know, precious about this. Let it be fun. Okay, that I like. Now, I did put this little piece of red in there, so what if, and that's like a real true red. So like if I grab some cad red, and then put another pop of red right there. I like it. And I'm going to go real dark right in a certain area because I want that real contrast. Got kind of light there. Nice. That pop of red just makes me happy. And here's the thing, I don't want to get carried away. I want this to be quick and easy. Okay, I'm going to leave that like that. I love it. Okay. Then, like I said, I've got my soft pastels or markers and or markers. And what do I do with my soft pastel? My blue one. It's like a dark, dark blue. Just had it out here. It rolled away. Okay. Now I can, this is still a little wet, but I can come in now. Let me just quickly dry this. Okay, then I can come in and just do some simple mark making. Yep, I got something on my, let's see if that helps. There we go. I can do some simple mark making, whatever that looks like for you. Or I can come in and do some bold mark making. And this is kind of the same blue color. I can come in and do some bold marks here. I've got a lot of paint on this soft pastel. And it doesn't have to be a soft pastel. It can be a crayon. A Neocolor crayon. And then what about, that's an orange. How about this color? Let's do another pop of red in here. Right there. And maybe I'll bring that over. One little pop of red right here. So you get to experiment and play and have fun with this. So whatever I want you to make it simple and easy, but experiment with the text because it is so much fun to do. And you can try several pages out, be bold or soft. You can also come in now, I'm going to put a little bit of white gesso out here, and soften areas. So I'll just grab a small brush. So I'll just put a little white out here. And what if I just come in and push an area back? So there's a lot of lessons that we're learning in just this playtime. Because you'll think, oh, pushing that back really does help. It doesn't feel quite so chaotic. Or I don't like that. I like the chaos and the movement of the writing. So you'll discover some things about what you love and what you don't love. But this is really, really simple way to just play without any fear of a finished project. And I can get so lost in something like this because I just love this type of play because there's no risk. I'm going to come into this blue and put some blue right here. Maybe I'll do this right here. Yeah, I like that. And just play and play and play and play. Okay, I hope you have fun with this. I love this process. I love the play. Pick your background, pull out your words, make your words, that kind of thing, and have fun rearranging them and placing them. Then come in with some color that kind of corresponds to maybe some of your words, light and darks, and see what you like and what you don't like. Choosing just a few things to kind of play with on your page. And you will be amazed at what you find, what you learn, and what you enjoy. All right, my loves. So have fun with this.